Golf, it's definitely a tough game to master. It's, the courses change all the time, the grass surface changes. But, I think for me, I really like the challenge of it. One day you can go out, you could shoot the course record, and the next day, you're struggling to break 70.
He's got a never say die attitude. He digs deep when he needs to. If things aren't going so great for a start, then he'll dig deep and he'll come right.
Trying to find that consistency, and a good score's always out there, and I think you can have your game feeling like amazing one day, and then you wake up and you just, for whatever reason, you can't find it. So I think it's a very addictive sort of game like that, especially when you're a competitive person.
There's a whole entourage following you over here.
How are you, bro?
Jeez.
You well?
Dude, I'm proud of you, man. It's been awesome stuff.
I've really enjoyed my time playing on the Asian Tour. When I first turned pro, I signed with IMG, and they used to run a lot of the events out here. So it's sort of been since, 2012, sort of 13. So over 10 years now, I've sort of been out here off and on. And, I think traveling around to the different countries, playing the different styles of courses, each week's so different, from the style of the course to the grass you play on, grainy greens, to playing on bent greens. And I think just, learning to travel, coming out here at a young age, learning to travel around, going to different countries is really good. You'll learn a lot.
No doubt in the mind. Knock it in. And he has.
And sometimes you get thrown in the deep end, but it's, I've really enjoyed my time out here. Obviously, I've had sort of a lot of injuries and that over the years, and there's been times when I thought I'd never play golf again, and sort of had a big hip operation just before COVID. When your game's not going well, golf can be lonely and frustrating, because you can have coaches, you can have people helping you, but you're the one who's really got to turn it around. So I think sometimes when golf's not feeling where it should be, that can be pretty frustrating. But all in all, I feel like it's a great life we live. I think Hong Kong was that definitely helped me. It gave me some confidence.
Pretty close is the answer.
Obviously, going down the line with Cam Smith like that, and then holding a putt when you needed to. I wouldn't have still been out here if I didn't feel like I could win. So it was just a good sort of confidence booster, and just sort of gave me that next step to trust my game and keep continuing.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Obviously, having the win in Hong Kong, and obviously winning here last year. But yeah, I've had lots of good moments with Ben.
You don't have to, the first 9 holes on a Sunday, go out and shoot 5 under, And I was lucky enough here in Morocco. I stayed just within, touching distance, and
Certainly was. Unbelievable performance by Ben Campbell. And this is the putt which wins the playoff.
Yeah, no, it was a great finish. I didn't have my best out there today, and I just kept saying to Mike, I've just got to find something and just stay patient. And went flag hunting on 16 and leaked it right and hit a great bunker shot there. And I said to Mike, if I can finish birdie eagle, you never know. So
he's really hardworking. He's a really dedicated player. He spends a lot of time out on the range, and he just stays really patient out there.
over the years out on the Asian Tour, I've travelled with some great people. I've roomed with Jake Higginbottom for years, and then for the last few years with Andrew Dote. That was what made the Asian Tour so special. When I first came out here, was there's Kieran Pratt, Groomy. Like every night you could go to dinner with like your friends, sort of thing, which when you first turned pro was a nice experience to have. And
from New Zealand, Ben Campbell.
When you're young, when you're sort of 18, 19, I think sometimes you're missing sort of events, and your friends are always having, going out, having a heap of fun and things like that. I think sometimes that was a little bit tricky. But I think, there is sacrifices, but we're very lucky. We get to travel the world playing a sport. And so, I think sometimes there is sacrifices, but we do get a lot of benefits as well. Ultimate goal in golf I think for me, you know, I'd love to spend a couple more years out on Live. For me, the start of this year, finishing top 24 on the order of merit for Live was definitely a goal of mine. I won't play golf forever. I don't see myself sort of playing probably much past I'm 40 and things like that. To win a few more times out here in Asia would be great, and definitely win on Live.